Hello, Jen. How's it going?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm so glad to see you and talk about some of the stuff we worked on in 2023. What an amazing year.
Yes, we had a lot of really challenging situations going on in 2023 and work through those. And I'm glad that we got to work on that many transactions together this year. I
Yeah,
don't think we've ever worked on that many
that
together.
many. It was a lot.
Yeah,
And this funny thing about it is with every transaction, there's a person behind the story, a success story, so to speak. And
absolutely.
I think that's one of the things that you and I really translate through the way we operate in our business is that compassion, that level of support where we put that client who's coming to us stressed out and we kind of take as much off their plate as we can and we put them back in a position of feeling somewhat supported and alleviated throughout the process. So we had a client, I won't say any names, dear client that was referred to us by a close friend. And I think this is one of our best successful stories of 2023, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what would you say if we had this person sitting with us today and we could kind of talk about through the eyes of her experience, what do you think would be some of the highlights of that whole thing start to finish?
I think that she was in a very bad situation, very young person. She was like such a trooper, and just hung in there and did everything that we asked her to do. And we had a successful closing, and everything was taken off of her plate that was really weighing on her.
Yeah, it's
I think that she
unfortunate
did a great
sometimes the
job.
way like people that have to sell a house, it's not always for a happy reason.
Definitely not. Definitely.
And so like you said in the scenario here with this young person, she found herself inheriting a property unfortunately that just had a lot of baggage and
Yes.
I think we dealt with everything from the cleanup to the liens to the utilities. There was a situation with liens and utilities, or am I thinking of that wrong?
Yeah, she did have an issue with the utilities and we had to get those turned on for inspections. And she was able to use her due diligence money to go back and pay the backed bills on that so that we could get the house inspected and be able to get to closing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so our strategy on this one, I think you and I worked it out to where this was ideal for her specific situation. And this is not for everybody, but we did a rock bottom price given that location. And what was the outcome of that? Would you say that was the best plan?
that was yeah, fantastic. Yeah, we listed it
So,
for low,
mhm.
to drive it into multiple offers, which it did. And I can't remember, I'm thinking that there were at least 18 offers
18,
on that
19,
one.
20. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been like low 20s, but she ended up getting 20,000 over what we put it on the market for, which was fantastic and
Yeah.
really was able to help her out.
Yeah. Well, what was funny too is like before we got into the process, I remember she had a lot of reservations. And then we were concerned after speaking to her attorney and her representatives that we didn't have enough cushion to put cash in her
Yes,
pocket. And we really wanted that for her. So when we realized that she was getting that much over asking price and we solved all those problems between the
yes.
beginning and the end, I know that you and I felt a sense of relief and celebration for this client, knowing that she was going to have all that extra cash now to basically pick up the pieces and move on with her life. Just
That was like the best feeling, just knowing, because I know we were both so concerned after everything that she had been through that she might end up having to owe some money,
yeah,
which is what I know we were both really concerned about. So yeah, that was thrilling to when we figured out that she was going to actually have a decent amount of money back, and
20 or
for her,
$30,000, I believe,
yeah,
is what she ended
yeah,
up pocketing. So,
yeah,
but the good thing about it is, I think this is what me and you do well. We look at it through the eyes of the client before we even jump in, and we try to anticipate concerns and stresses that might come up on down the road. So we were in touch with her attorney way before we listed the house. And
yes,
we did a thorough assessment of the condition of the house. We were totally transparent with with people that made the offer about the AC and the issues. And it's like we were in the troubleshooting phase of this transaction before it ever even got set into motion. So
Yep,
I think that's like where our specific skill set is really a strength, is that the client didn't really feel much stress from the time that we put the house on the market to the time that we closed, because we took everything out of the way, right?
exactly. Yeah, everything was run through the two of us and tried to alleviate all the stress that we could off of her so that she wouldn't have to worry about anything. She already had enough to worry about.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what a beautiful thing though for a young person to have this tragedy in their life and to come out at the end of it where, we can't do anything about the tragedy, but what we
Yeah.
can do is minimize the stress on the client and help them come out on the other side a little bit ahead of the game so they can just kind of start their life over again.
Yes, that was definitely one of my favorite ones from this year for sure.
Well, awesome, Jen. I think that's a beautiful success story. We have many, many more to share, so we'll pop on here again in a couple weeks. Thank you.